Hey everybody, I'm going to walk you through a pretty straightforward replacement. This is my pool filter, of course, and at the top here I noticed, let me just come around, at the top here I noticed I had water leaking from here where the stem meets the cover, and also from here where the valve is supposed to push water out. So I thought, what am I going to do about this? And did a quick search on the part number that was here. It was this old one. As you can see, this is very weathered and beat up, and these things are not particularly sturdy. And anyway, I don't know how old this particular unit is, and the part number is right on here. This is probably, if you can read that. And so I grabbed that part number, threw it into Amazon, and found this part. It's the original Pentair part. It was 30 bucks on Amazon, and I'm like, nah, probably a little more than I could get it for, but at least it'll show up at my house. So here's how. And I threw this in, and I'm actually surprised it's not leaking anywhere at all the first try. So here's what I did to kind of accomplish that. This, when it shows up at your house, the original one's going to be in two pieces. The gauge is going to be separate from the actual relief valve itself. And what you'll want to do is wrap some Teflon tape on this stem, and wrap some Teflon tape on this stem. Now, when wrapping Teflon tape, you always want to go clockwise to the stem as it's facing you. That way, when you screw it in, it doesn't bunch up and reverse on you. Anyway, put some Teflon tape on here, put some Teflon tape on here, screw this in. Now, pay attention to the direction that things were facing, right? So my gauge is facing this way. The valve where water comes out is facing this way, towards kind of this back wall here, and not towards any electrical equipment, not towards your heater or your pump controllers or anything else. So you want to make sure, take a note of where the water is going to be going, and then which way the gauge is facing. That way, when you put this back together, you'll screw this in, of course, so that the gauge is facing that way. The exhaust or the port is facing the other way, and it's pretty simple. This showed up at my house a couple days. It was 30 bucks. Like I said, Teflon tape here, Teflon tape here, screwed it in, right in here. It's pretty much as easy as changing a light bulb. If you can change a light bulb, you can change this. Don't fret. This piece connects to here. This piece goes in here, and solved all my leaking problems. I let it run for about a half hour. Nothing leaking. So, wait, two things. So before you just haul off and unscrew this, you want to do a couple things. You want to make sure the pump is off. Okay, pump's off. That makes sense. Because it's going to be creating some pressure in here when the pump is on. And if you try to unscrew this with the pump on, you're going to, at a minimum, get soaked. If not, this thing might just fly and smash you in the face or something, and you don't want that. So, pump is off. Then turn this to let some of the pressure out. You'll hear it. With the pump off, you'll hear it like just air, as some of the air comes out of this. Unscrew this just like you would unscrew anything, a light bulb. Chuck the old one. Take the new one, screw it in, and then once it's screwed in, and you're pretty sure. Now, don't go wild cranking the heck out of this, because what you're likely to do is either misalign all these things. This is not sturdy. It's relatively flimsy plastic. Just maybe commit yourself to having to replace this every few years, because it's not, you know, it's brittle. It's out here in the sun, and it's going to get There is a gasket here, but I'm sure that just kind of shrunk over time and wasn't leaking from here, which is shocking, but it looks like somebody already, I don't know, may have put something on there. But anyway, hopefully this will last a handful of years. It's not crazy expensive. It's not difficult to change, but once you get the new one on and you've got the gauge facing the way you want to go, you've got your port facing the way you want it to go, it should be snug, of course. Then you'll want to turn your pump on, make sure you don't have any air in the container, kind of prime it out a little bit. It's not gonna, hopefully you will not have lost a ton of air. You're past the pump here on the suction side, so I don't think you're gonna get all kinds of air in your line. What I did was I made sure my part was ready to go, all Teflon taped up, and then I turned the pump off, let some pressure out with this, and then unscrewed the whole unit, put the new unit on. It was clean in here. I just made sure there wasn't any gunk or Teflon tape or anything inside this connector here. Screw this on, and then let your pump prime, and then you'll turn this a little bit. You'll hear some air swooshing out, and then you'll get some water flow shooting out of here, and then you'll be ready to go. Then you close this valve off, and you'll be all changed out. It's very straightforward, and you can see it's been kind of like leaking down here, leaking into this ring and sort of dripping down. You can see these water stains where it was leaking. So like I said, I let it run for about another half hour, and it's leak free for now. So I'll keep an eye on it over the next few days, and then hopefully we'll call that sorted. I hope this helps someone out, at least, so that you understand how to change this out. Thanks. Bye.